would like to repeat just a few of the things I said this morning in the keynote address, and that is that MTN as a group serving around 220 million customers across our 21 markets in Africa and the Middle East. And it's an enormous privilege and a responsibility to serve those customers. When we look at how our customers move into the digital world, we see that today only approximately 72 million of the 220 million are regularly using the mobile internet. So that's, let's say, roughly around a third, which is quite representative of Africa in general. So this is a tremendous opportunity and it's a tremendous challenge. And growth in Africa and for Africa to deliver on its full potential, it is absolutely imperative that we find innovative ways to connect our customers to the power of the internet. This is the most important thing generally for the communities we serve, but it is also really the future of the industry. And once we bring people into the internet world, of course, all manner of other opportunities open up, both for them and for us. Digital services, mobile financial services. I've always enjoyed the quote by Bill Gates, who said that the internet is the town square of the village of the future. And I don't think he was referring to Africa when he said that, but I think it has a particular resonance for the African markets. Now, we announced at the ITU in Durban a few months ago our strategy as MTN Group to help to bridge the digital divide. And we call this strategy CHASE. And CHASE is really an acronym for the 6 or 5 limiting factors for internet penetration. And the C stands for coverage. We need to increase data coverage across the markets. The H stands for handset availability and affordability. The A stands for affordability of the data services themselves. The S is for the service bundling, making sure that we have a reason to adopt. And the E is for education and ease of use. And whilst I think we've made much progress on many of those, the one thing that has always been a major hindrance has been the high cost of data-capable devices across our markets. And we know that the cost of 3G Android devices has come down a lot over the last few years. But every time I visit a market, I ask them to take me into the street markets that popularize Africa. My brother here from Ghana takes me to Tin Can Alley, Tin Can Alley, and then I try and buy an entry-level 3G device. And I've never managed to buy anything below $36. I had a gentleman in Lagos who sold me a 4G device for $36. And then I saw that on the box next to 4G, there was a little B. So it was the RAM on the device and not actually the 4G of the network. So we are very innovative entrepreneurs in Nigeria. So this is a big challenge for the industry. We have people who are in our markets really not earning very much money. Let's say $100 per month. They're already spending around $4 on telecommunications. And being able to afford around $40 for an entry-level 3G handset is a major obstacle for many, many people across our markets. Now, of course, entry-level phone is around $10. So this is the problem, is that there is an enormous gap between the $10 entry-level device that allows you to do voice and SMS and the approximately $40 that allows customers to come into the data world. And this is what we are so excited to announce today, that we've worked closely with our partners. These companies, I'm sure, are well known to all of you. China Mobile is the most valuable telecommunications company in the world by market capitalization. Unisoc is the largest chipset manufacturer, almost 600 million chipsets a year. And KaiOS is a company that has really been the most innovative and entrepreneurial in building operating systems that run on entry-level devices. And of course, as MTN, we have many customers counting on us to help bring them into the digital world. So our collaboration has been to design the world's first 3G smart feature phone. And I have a device in front of me here. Now, of course, maybe many of you, many years ago, moved away from such a device. So I pull this out, and you think it's like a Back to the Future kind of a show. But very important, this device is very familiar to our 150 million customers who are not yet on a smartphone. It has a keyboard, doesn't have a touch screen, has a long battery life. Many of our customers still struggle for regular recharging of devices. So it has a 2,000 milliamp battery, but it also will run the KaiOS, the Kai operating system, which means that we will have all of the key Google applications on the device, search, maps, Google Assistant, and YouTube. We will also preload the device with the MTN mobile money app, bringing our customers into the world of mobile financial services, and the My MTN self-service app. It will be a very easy transition for our customers from the basic phone into the world of the smart feature phone. It suits very well the data coverage we have across many of our markets. They call me at MTN Mr. Selfie. It has a camera on the front. It has a camera on the back. So it will be a wonderful, wonderful bridge device to bring more and more of our people into the world of the smartphone. And what is super exciting is that working together with the gentlemen and all of the resources they've been able to bring to the party is that we can bring this device in at a cost of around $20. So with a 2,000 milliamp battery on a device like this, you would get more than 2 weeks of standby time. And customers with the average level of usage would get 2 to 5 days. That's very, very important for our markets. We plan to launch in Q1 of 2019. We will be making the device available across pretty much all of our markets. And we're a little bit of KPI-driven company. So we're targeting 10 million devices over the next 3 years. Now bear in mind, we have just 70 million customers today. So this alone would give us a major, major boost for internet penetration. And of course, if it's successful, then we will push even harder to bring the device into the markets. So I think that's pretty much from my side. And I will hand over to Mr. Lee to say a few words from China Mobile.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Respected Mr. Rob Sutter, respected Mr. Zheng Xuezhong, and Sebastian Caldwell. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to attend this new handset press conference today. And the handset we put together, just as Rob introduced, it's the world's first smart 3G smart feature phone, powered by KaiOS, and also from China Mobile's device and from Unisoc's chipset. I think it's also symbolic of the friendship between Africa and China. So we have built the close ties between Chinese and African enterprises. I think this is the product we combined to contribute together. As a leading operator in the emerging market, over the past 25 years, MTN has made great achievements, highly recognized in the industry. With over 220 million customers, MTN has become one of the most prestigious and valuable brands in Africa and the Middle East. The vision of MTN Group is to lead the delivery of a bold, new digital world to the customer. This is the goal that China Mobile has also been committed to do. I believe it is the same aspiration that has brought us together. So China Mobile is honored to work with MTN and other partners to deliver a better connected digital future in Africa. So the product we announced today is not only witnesses the beginning cooperation among MTN Group, China Mobile, KaiOS, and Unisoc, but also lays a good foundation for the cooperation between us in the future. We believe that through the efforts of all parties, this product will help many 2G users to migrate to 3G network and allowing the customers to enjoy high-speed mobile internet services provided by MTN. China Mobile is started from a mobile business, but we have called big connectivity strategy, basically including the mobile business, fixed line, fiber connection to the home, and the enterprise business, and also new business. So we have the 4 pillars. So the connectivity we put together, for example, mobile, we have more than 900 million subscribers. And for fixed line, we have 147 million. And for the enterprises, 7 million. For the IoT connections, as part of the new business, is about 470 million. So that's a part of our connections, big connection strategy. We hope to double our number of connections within the next 3 years. So to achieve that, I think the handset plays a very important role in China Mobile's growth in connections. So we have the, for example, in the 4G era, we produced the low-cost phones with our partners like Unisoc, and also we also have our house brand phones, meaning China Mobile branded handsets, which even bring the cost of the handsets down. And with our capabilities of producing 3G and 4G handsets, I think this could help the partnership and help MTN to achieve its goals, to have more connections or high-speed connections in Africa. In light of coming to the 5G era, we also started 5G trials in China with 17 cities, 1,000 base stations, not only trying the technology, but also trying the applications and services. So in that front, we also targeting to have the 5G commercial by 2020. So in order to do that, China Mobile has taken the lead in launching the 5G device forerunner initiative with 31 global partners, pushing forward the development of the device industry. So this year, we are going to release the 5G terminal white paper, And also next year, we're going to launch the 5G CPE and the 5G handsets in the first half next year. We also plan to release our China Mobile brand 5G phones in the coming year. In order to achieve that goal, we set up a China Mobile Smart Device Innovation Center in Shenzhen, which is the innovation and also manufacturing city or center in China. So that we plan to use that center to produce more innovative devices for MTN for African market. So China Mobile hopes to expand. Oh, okay. Let me introduce a little bit about China Mobile overseas device market. We started the overseas device market in 2014, and a total of 28 mobile phones and 4 smart devices have been exported to 19 countries and regions in Asia, Africa, and Europe. So we are very pleased to help our partners succeed in network evolution, market share, new business applications, and other areas, which help us build trust and reputation from partners. China Mobile hopes to extend and deepen cooperation with MTN in the future. We want to work as a long-term partnership. We will continue to provide customized and integrated device solutions to provide connectivity to African market. So China Mobile will work with our partners closely towards our bright future together. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody. So first, I want to say I'm really glad to be here and together with such established company and MTN, China Mobile, and Unisoc. We are just the startup in the team, so we are a very small company. Second thing is I want to insist on the fact that each time we are back in Africa, actually there's amazing energy. The city is beautiful, the place is beautiful, people are great, and it's always a pleasure to come here, and we are so happy. All the team, you will see some people from the team after, but we are so glad to launch our product in Africa beginning of next year and in partnership with MTN. So many of you don't know about KOS. We are, as I said, a small company. I want to explain a little bit what we stand for, what we are doing also globally. The mission of the company is to bring internet to people who are not connected. So this is the way we define the product. We are connecting people, we bring internet and internet services to people who are previously using 2G or not using a phone. The product, KOS, is an operating system that runs on a smart feature phone, so devices without a touch, not smartphone. But it brings services. It's a web-based OS, so it runs web application. And as Rob listed before, so we have Google services, we also have Facebook and Twitter available on the platform, and we have a lot more. We have a store also with different applications. Even though we are not yet present in Africa, we have been shipping a lot of product in different regions. In Asia, in India, we have been also shipping product to Europe, Middle East, and America. And today we started shipping product middle of last year, and today we have roughly 50 million active users on the platform. So the platform is already well developed in other regions. It's coming to Africa beginning of next year, and it's going to be a very strategic region for us because there's a lot of things we can do with the platform together with the operator. So the partnership with MTN, Unisoc, and China Mobile allow us to bring affordable devices together with affordable data and affordable services. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the company and then the product we bring. So KOS, actually, the company was created in 2016, mid of 2016. We are today, we have presence in most of the continent today. We are setting up our offices in different countries in Africa also. The product we are developing, they are basically a solution, a software solution that bring the service to a space where the technology didn't change for the past 20 years, past 15 or 20 years. The feature phone users, they get the same type of product for the past 20 years with voice and text. To that, we actually bring additional capability. The problem we address, the fact that users are not connected, actually, it's a global problem. Today, if you look at world population, only 50% of the population is connected to internet. So in Africa, in the continent, it's around 35%, I believe. And the reason why people are not connected to internet, there might be some connectivity, so network, lack of network coverage, but a big part of the reason why people are not connected is because of the cost, so cost of device, the cost of data, or because of the accessibility of the feature, because people don't know how to use the feature, use the device. So in KOS, we work on this different topic, and always in partnership with the operator, with the chipset, and the mobile manufacturer. So what we are bringing, basically, we work on a very light platform. So the memory usage, the processing power usage is lower than any other solution. And we also work on traditional form factors. So KOS is focused on this type of device. We are not doing smartphone. We are doing this type of device, but we bring the smartphone functionality inside a device which is familiar to people. One of the reasons why this type of device is familiar is also because it's very robust. It's not a device that you break if you let it fall. And so the quality of the device, the cost of the device are a very important factor for people to choose, to continue to choose and use this type of device. And what we want to bring is the modern internet services into that. Yes, so the other thing we bring, and it's one of the reasons why we are present at AfricaCom, beside the announcement of the product, we want to localize the platform more and more. So we support a lot of language on the platform today. We are going to add more dialect, additional dialect for different countries. And we are also enriching the ecosystem. So we want to work with local application developers. We have a store, we have an application store inside the device, so we can publish new applications in different countries. We can work with some partners also to develop some services, like educational services, health, or even some governmental services when needed in the country. So we have all this platform basically to develop local application and services and to deploy it to the device. So yeah, we are looking at partnership and very open to load new application partner here. Just want to take a few seconds to talk about one of the big, let's say, success of KOS, because I believe it's a nice example of what we can do if we partner well with the operator and the manufacturer. We have been launching back in September last year with Jio, with Reliance Jio in India. Reliance Jio, they were facing a challenge which was to connect people with services, with internet and with data. So we enabled that. We are the OS supplier for their devices, and we have been deploying our platform in the country. So we basically came to something like 47% of market share in the feature phone space in India, our Geo and KOS-based devices, with a lot of success on connecting people and increasing the data usage, actually, the data and service usage of users in India. Of course, every market is unique. Africa is not India. Africa is a large number, it's 54 countries, with specificities, with differences, and we will be working to make the OS specific and to adapt it to the different regions. So I would like to thank again MTN for having us as a partner for this, actually being the first 3G smart feature phone based on KOS. So thanks for all this partnership. We are looking forward connecting people, more people in the continent, and we expect that to be a very big success with such a strong partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, respective Rob Shuttle, respective Li Huidi, respective Sebastian, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my great honor to have so many distinguished guests to be here today to witness together this exciting moment. As a worldwide leading fabless semiconductor company, Unixoc, while standing in foothold in China, orients itself to entire world as well. We are honored to enter into strategic partnership with China Mobile, MTN, and KOS, among other strong partners along the industrial chain. The future development of the mobile terminal market, I think, is inseparable from the technology evolution and deployment by operators. Being the largest mobile network operator in Africa and Asia market, MTN and China Mobile both have made significant contributions to the provision of quality products and service. The popularization of 4G and the acceleration of iterative development in the telecommunication industry. As for KOS, its newly introduced mobile operating system has brought superior experience to global users of smart feature phone, allowing terminal manufacturers to offer more cost-effective mobile products. I think the new cell phone to be launched today perfectly embodies the joint effort of MTN, China Mobile, KOS, and UniSoc. It equips the UniSoc XC7731EF chipset platform, a highly integrated and cost-effective chip platform solution. This high-cost performance chipset demonstrates precisely our vision, as UniSoc is devoted to a technological innovation so as to provide more premium smartphones for African and global consumers and eliminates obstacles to phone purchasing. The African market is a vital overseas market for UniSoc, as we have been showing presence in this region for over a decade. In 2006, Unixoc started to develop new markets here. And today, UniSoc chips are integrated in around 100 million local mobile phones every year, and around 600 million mobile phones around the world 1 year. And in the future, as we enter the digital age and the age of intelligence, we will keep investing in African market to help MTN smoothly migrate its users from 2G to 3G and 4G. and introduce new mobile telecommunications and IoT products to the African market. So far, UniSoC's business has covered a variety of end markets, including mobile phones, wearable, IoT, auto electronics, GPS, and financial post-service. This year, our company has made new plans for development in product, technology, quality, service, branding, and other aspects. In terms of mobile telecommunications, we will continue to establish an abundant and diverse mobile ecosystem in Africa through customized solutions and excellent service, delivering smart connectivity to over 1 billion African consumers. Concerning the Internet of Things, we are going to provide products and technical service with high cost performance for African consumers in the sector of mobile payment, distance education, e-commerce, and smart cities as a commitment to build a digital Africa. The technology change in the future are sure to be faster and competitions more intense. However, we hold a firm belief that cooperation will bring about win-win results. Unisoc will consistently reach the 4 billion people who have not been connected to the global network through our innovation and collaboration across the industry, and build a digital world that connects all and helps all. By teaming up with industry partners, UniSoC aspires to foster the long-term friendship between China and Africa, both in terms of business and peoples, contribute to a digital Africa, and jointly realize the grand vision and goals of the digital industry. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I think we are open for questions. I don't know if gentleman in the front here.
Thank you. Wei from AfricaCom. Two questions, one for you, Rob, and one for Sebastian. So Rob, will the phone be branded MTN as similar phones or branded phone? Question. Thank you. Should I repeat it?
No, I got it.
That's all right. Yeah. And the question for Sebastian is about 2 hours ago, Orange announced at the keynote speech that they're also going to launch a phone with iOS. Will it be the same model, or you will launch a separate phone? So thank you very much.
Okay, so maybe if I can kick off. I mean, the way we see it very much is that this is a phone built for MTN customers on MTN networks. So we will brand it MTN. But the product brand of the device will differ from market to market, depending on what is best suited to the vernacular in the markets. Sebastian?
Yeah, so it's a different phone. It's a different concept, but similar concept but different phone.
Rahul Nasir from Northern and Southern African Wireless Communications magazines. I also have seen that you've now created a new class of device by crossing a smartphone, I think, and a feature phone. Perhaps we could call it a smeature phone. But my questions are really for Sebastian and also Rob. Sebastian, Opera software has been around for a while. I know that's about bringing the mobile internet in a compressed way. I wondered if you could say a little bit more about the technology that you're offering here. It's more than compression, I'm assuming.
Yes. So let's say different. Today we run a web framework basically. So we bring let's say web OS technology, so we can run any type of web application. So it's not just a browser. It's not just about browsing internet. It's also about having web application available on the platform. And so any content partner who have a web application could easily get his application running on the platform. So the platform enabled that as a web OS. Opera is more like a browser, compressed browser. We are a platform, a web platform for application to run on.
Okay, thank you. And for Rob, Sebastian was talking about working with developers. It's all well and good bringing connectivity to the masses and putting a smartphone in their hands, but if they have nothing to actually look at and take advantage of, then it's probably a little bit worthless. So will you be working in that effort? Because Chase, I don't know whether it fits into your Chase business model of getting local developers and creating local content. And the other point was about the price point. The GSMA have identified communities where individuals are earning less than $2 a day. How did you come across your price point, and is it still a little bit too high?
Okay, many questions there. So I guess we generally tend to call the category the smart feature phone. Maybe we'll steal your smeature phone, but it doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well. No, in the Chase framework, the S is for service bundling, and the services is all about giving people a utility and a reason to use. So what is fantastic about the Kai OS is that they've enabled it for the key Google apps, as we discussed: search, support, maps, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We've also worked with them to enable it for MTN Momo and My MTN. But very important also the question you ask about the local developer community, because KaiOS also supports an app store, and it's an open ecosystem. The Kai actually means open, which I learned in Chinese very recently. And we will stimulate the local development communities in the individual markets. Because I think, Sebastian made a very good point. Africa is not homogeneous. 54 countries, local dialects. You've got Anglophone, Francophone. In our earlier presentation, we said how important relevant local content is. And it's the same for relevant local services. So that is a big part of the strategy. And that opens up, I think, a lot of opportunities in these communities that are not so much available for the traditional kind of Google iOS infrastructure, low penetration devices. It's more expensive. These are simpler, easier, and I think can make a big difference.
Maybe just a word on this one. We have on the OS we have a store, an app store, application store. We have API available for developers. So developers go to our website, they can get access to the API, and they can develop their application in. There are sample apps, there are tools for them to publish the application and so on. So it's really, we are looking at this partnership. We really want to develop a local ecosystem. I've heard some number of the actual app usage, and probably you have more better numbers than mine, but the percentage of app usage from African application in Africa is actually below 1%. I think it's below 0.5% today in the total usage time. We have an opportunity to change that and to really have a local ecosystem with local language here on the platform.
And just quickly on the price point. So, part of the Chase strategy basically identified the need for such a device. We issued a RFP early in the year. I think we always very much felt that KaiOS was the way to go, but we were pretty much open on who would be the best partner to build the device. And the reason we sit with these fine gentlemen is that this basically gave us the most competitive price point for the markets. So the $20 is really the landing cost of the device. So it's what it costs, let's say. So not particularly scientific about how we get to it. I think how we commercially deploy it in the markets, and there's different tax regimes in the various markets. So the actual commercial price points will be developed in the course of the next couple of months. But that's the landed cost of the device. Questions?
Thank you. Jan Vermeulen from My Broadband here in South Africa. A couple of questions, quick fire ones, hopefully. First one is, what's the device going to be called? Can you confirm that it's going to be available in South Africa? You said most of the markets that you serve, is South Africa one of them? And then WhatsApp runs on the geophone, on KaiOS. Do you have plans to bring WhatsApp to this KaiOS device? Thanks.
Okay, so I'll leave the third question for Sebastian. We're definitely going to deploy the device in South Africa. South Africa, even though it's more advanced in terms of smartphone penetration, 4G penetration, we still have a big segment of customers on basic phones. If I look at MTN South Africa, of around about 30 million active SIMs on the network, we're only around 14, 15 million active data users. So there's about half the base that still will move into the data world. I think the device branding is still under development, so that you'll have to wait for. I'm a bit addicted to acronyms, you know, so I was trying to think like MTN, Unicom, KaiOS, China Mobile. I got to muck, but I don't think I'm going to win any prizes for that as a brand name. Sebastian, the WhatsApp million-dollar question?
Yes. Yeah, so you are right. WhatsApp today is available on geophone in India. We had it's the largest, let's say, KaiOS device in terms of volume today. So it's where we launch first. We are working on bringing it globally. So you will probably see some things in the coming months. But the application is there.
Hello. Yes. Hi guys. I just wanted to find out: is there any room for sort of local assembly or manufacturing when it comes to these phones? When I say local, I also mean in other parts of Africa, not just South Africa. I think let's just go with that for now. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe I can. When we looked at the various entities that came back in the RFP, for sure, the way to have the lowest cost for the subscribers is to have the phone procured with the kind of synergies and scale and volume that a company like China Mobile has. But I think a lot of the value is also going to be, as we've discussed, around the app ecosystem, the local developers. So I think you will see more that the local elements will be around the digital ecosystem rather than the actual physical hardware. Yes, sir, at the back.
Mitesh Singh from Accenture in South Africa. Congratulations on the announcement. Just a little bit on the partnership between China Mobile and MTN Group, two juggernauts of the industry. How did that come about?
I'm never exactly sure if juggernaut is a compliment. Sounds very slow and unwieldy. I think there's been a good cooperation between the two companies over many years. We serve on the GSMA board together. There's been a lot of cooperation around the standard developments across the industry. Obviously, we're not competing in any of the geographies, so that's enormously helpful. And we have found here a real live and concrete way of cooperating, and we're super excited about that, and I think it will take the partnership to the next level. Mr. Lee, would you like to add?
Actually, China Mobile is mainly right now focused on the Asian market, so we provided devices and also the European market. But we see the African market is really booming, as we still have millions of people not connected to internet or even just 2G users. So I think using the scale or experience China Mobile migrate 900 million users from 2G to 4G, I think we can help MTN to do that also. It's really honored to be here. Thank you.
Well, I think we just say thank you, I'm sure, on behalf of the colleagues. Thanks, everybody, for attending. And, of course, now that we make the announcement, the hard work starts. And we'll be having a short signing ceremony. But thanks very much, and I hope in the next few months you'll have an opportunity to try this wonderful device out. Thank you.